heading back to the Shattered Temple. It's time to cross those fingers. I do not want those close positions, Sean.
Nestea is just hoping for no close positions. If he does get the close spawns, if he does, then that could be a huge win.
Yes.
For MVP, and no, it's cross-map positions on Shattered Temple. A macro game is in store for you. Can MVP take a win in this wide open space where the Ling Muta Baneling action can rip Terran players apart? If you want the underdog of this event to pull through, the best Terran player in the world, JP, and he's actually an underdog, I kid you not. If you'd like him to pull back and make the 2-0 comeback, give a cheer for IM's MVP.
And the best macro Zerg that I have ever seen last game came out of Nestea on that last map. If you would like Nestea to win this and win BlizzCon, go ahead and give a cheer, guys. I think we got some Nestea fans out there, Sean.
I understand people are here for Nestea. And there's one guy out there who's never played StarCraft 2, and he's like, I love drinking Nestea. It's delicious. And there we see drones continuing to be made. No shenanigans by either player. MVP going for the usual wall-off. I very much so expect him to fall back on that very typical reactor Hellion opening. The big reason MVP's play faltered last game is that he could not deny that fast third expansion from Nestea. Literally incapable of applying any pressure in the slightest.
Now, Sean, you've been in the position right now where you're one game away from winning the entire tournament. Are nerves really a factor at this point for you, or do you just simply not think about it?
Weirdly enough, one of the hardest things to do is to play well when you are extremely far ahead. If you think about the way that any practice match goes when you're at home, you never have an inner monologue when you're playing against some no-name on the ladder. But when you're up on the big stage, suddenly your brain starts thinking about things like, man, what will I do when I get that win? What am I going to say? I can't believe I might actually win this tournament. And all those thoughts can distract you so much. Nestea absolutely must not lose his cool. But MVP is the one I'm really worried about. He must not begin doubting himself after those incredible first two games. He did manage to take a loss in the last set, but he could pull through and do a 2-1 comeback very easily.
Now we see Nestea just now getting his gas, Sean. What does that really signify? That is a little bit later than we have seen in the other games.
Well, it looks like he might be favoring drones a little bit more, but for the most part, any early gas will almost always be for that fast +1 Zergling speed, especially in these cross-mapped positions.
It's like MVP has seen his opponent, has seen the hatchery, and back at MVP's base, we do see that reactor onto the racks and also the factory. So we will be seeing Hellions here to open up from the Terran player.
This is MVP's most used and most stable opening. Nestea also adding on those 2 queens, the 2 Zerglings, getting the drones. Interestingly enough, one of the biggest, most flustering things you can be up against is a player who literally makes no change in a very solid opening. Nestea, absolutely perfect execution in the opening stages of the game. Knows exactly when to get larva injects, when to get creep tumors, knows exactly how many Zerglings to make, never misses a larva inject, and that can be very intimidating if you're MVP.
I love this play from MVP. Every game sending out only 2 Marines, but that will force at least one set of lanes out of his opponent, and he's done it every game. That one game even picked off an Overlord, so it's so smart to see him doing that.
This is actually brilliant by MVP. This person should be dead right now. This is like the Jack Bauer SCV. This is actually impossible.
See, MVP's expansion started as well, but we have those Hellions now popping out. Only 2 of them. Will he wait for the other 2? Looks like he will send those cross-map. See the spine crawler going down here at the ramp of Nestea. He's also droned a decent amount at his natural.
Gosh, that was fast reaction from MVP. The Zergling stepped forward, instant micro by the Marines, and he picks it off. And again, that is one of the most important concepts in all of StarCraft 2, and especially real-time strategy games, map control. Look at Nestea. No vision anywhere on the map save this one single vulnerable Overlord. Nestea is playing completely in the dark, whereas MVP has vision extending all the way to the front of his opponent's base.
Now, the big question here is MVP got to try to sneak by the spine crawler into the natural, or really just kind of contain his opponent right now and make sure that that creep tumor cannot get any further out in the map. Uh-oh. Looks like he was thinking about it. Nestea does have a drone in place, and there's that hatchery that we've seen him do so many times, Sean.
It looks like Nestea going to be doing the mass Zergling play. Very excited to see how that's going to pan out. And MVP going for the very mobile Marine tank play. I can't believe that both these players are actually doing zero aggression to one another at this point. This means that this match is guaranteed to go on for quite some time. We're really going to see both of these players in their purest of comfort zones.
Now, Sean, how hard is it for Nestea to really take a third in these positions? I mean, he's very susceptible to drops. That gold is going to be obviously a little bit of a pain to take out with those destructible rocks. Where do you see him actually taking a third?
I mean, I definitely think Nestea is almost forced to take this bottom right as his third, though these destructible rocks might seem like a big opening for MVP to swing in the early game. It's largely all about the Zergling counterattacks. And look at this, MVP going to move out. He doesn't have siege mode done. This is an absolutely stunning attack timing by MVP that could completely catch Nestea off guard. He only just now has begun making Zerglings. He has 16 on the map. What an absolutely stunning attack timing. Nestea has zero idea because he has no map control at all.
You see him even denying a lot of these creep tumors here. That third hatch does finish. MVP is going to set up shop here. Siege mode very close to being finished though. So he needs to just wait a little bit longer. There's the bunker going down right at the edge of the creep. One of the spine crawlers moving up, Sean.
And it looks like it's moving up a little bit too early. Oh no, he has to cancel. Nestea with the critical mistiming. MVP has found a brilliant moment to advance forward. The siege tanks in a great spot. The Zerglings do not get the best surround. The siege tanks rip everything apart. MVP has done an absolutely incredible push.
Oh, and that spine crawler trying to burrow, but it will survive just a little bit longer. One of the queens falls. He will be able to take the rest out, though. Spine crawler does get burrowed, but it's very, very low. This hatchery is taking a ton of damage from these two tanks. Look at the siege tank placement, Sean, just a little bit south there, right underneath that tree. That is so hard for Nestea to actually do anything about right now on his tech.
And now it looks like Nestea is forced to make only Zerglings at this point in time. His layer is up, his drone count high, but for once Nestea's drone timing boldness has come back to bite him in this match. He made far too many workers and not enough units, and this absolutely, completely brilliant attack timing by MVP has caught Nestea off guard. That is one of the earliest, weirdest push timings I've ever seen. And look at this defense by MVP. He is absolutely impregnable at the front of his base as well.
See a handful of links here in the center of the map, but they really can't do much with those units back, as now the Hellions are going to start chasing them down, Sean.
Gosh, MVP cleaning up in mid.
Here we go, Sean, at the natural. Nestea is going for it. He's going to try to take out these tanks.
Look at the units lost tab. Almost nothing lost by MVP. Absolute domination by MVP. Cannot believe how brilliant he is playing in this second game.
67 supply, 89 right now for MVP. He is just destroying Nestea's natural right now. Looks like Nestea might try one last attack. Here he goes, pulling the links, pulling the drone, sending everything in. But I don't know if it's going to be enough, Sean. We might be going to a game 3 here at the Grand Finals.
And MVP's tank positioning. His Marines have just finished the combat shield upgrade. Nestea cannot believe it, and good game. MVP ties up the series. That attack timing by MVP just freaked me out, JP. He had no siege mode, no combat shield, no stim, no key upgrades, just 2 tanks, a couple of Marines, and those Hellions to push the vision of Nestea all the way back, and you saw Nestea completely caught off guard.
And, I mean, wow, both these players are actually joining the game the second that I created. This is how bad they want to get into the next game.
This is going to be a stunning final match, ladies and gentlemen. Shakura's Plateau for the deciding match.
Make sure the players are ready.